12 minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Call it, take it quickly, Origi! Yeah! Yeah! This is Rocket League!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to This Week on Rocket League. This is of course the series where we take a look at all the crazy stuff that's been going on in the world of Rocket League for the past week. So what's been happening this week? SunlessKhan posted this image on Twitter, basically showing how Striped has been copying his video ideas. Essentially, whenever Sunless makes a successful video, it takes Striped a couple months to make basically the exact same video. Striped responded with an image of a conversation with FlowState that shows that Flow actually came up with the idea for the most recent video first, and that Striped asked for permission to use that idea. But then Sunless responded to that, basically saying that even if the most recent video isn't a straight up copy of Sunless's video, there's still a clear pattern of Stripe copying his videos. But then again, Sunless did say that he didn't really care if you keep doing this. He just kind of wanted to point this out. Other people like Linkuru pointed out that, for example, mawkzy does this as well. And it's not all that uncommon in the Rocket League YouTube scene. In my honest opinion, pretty much all content these days in Rocket League and YouTube in general has been heavily inspired by other people. It's very rare to see a completely original idea, and if you do, you'll usually see a bunch of other people use the same idea as well. And that's completely fine, as long as you bring your own flair to the content. For example, these two videos have the same premise, but Stripe turned the video into a kind of a game show almost, where you get $100 if you manage to do the mechanics that you said you could, while the structure of Sunless's video is completely different. So to me, it seems that Stripe does put effort into making his videos unique, so it isn't really wrong for him to copy the premise, since the video is structured so much differently. But that's just my 2 cents on the issue. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this wrong, or is this just how YouTube works? But now back to our regularly I can't say that word. But now back to our regularly oh my god. But now back to our regularly scheduled dumb shenanigans. The sporting world was shaken all around the world. Well, mostly America. As perhaps the greatest American football player of all time, Tom Brady announced his return to the game after less than 2 months.
I have to announce to you that I will never retire!
Seriously, my break from YouTube was longer than your whole retirement. So much for spending time with family. Former G2 pro Rizzo took the chance to announce his own return to the big leagues as well. Just put him on the same team as Lethamyr and Noxus, they'd be unstoppable. Oh wait, but now let's talk about the actual Rocket League itself, and we're once again talking about the new season, and status update, it still sucks. A lot of people have had issues with the game crashing, as well as weird bugs, like this one where the game throws you into a match with invisible opponents, and if you leave, you get banned. When they announced the new game mode for this season, this is not what I had in mind. Now apparently what the bug actually does is that it throws you into a match that's already full, and instead of finding you a new match, it just adds you as an extra player. And I just gotta say, it looks hilarious from the other end. Seriously, can this season get any worse? I'm convinced this whole season is just a prank. There was also an issue that caused custom map loading times to get ridiculously long, which among other things made it impossible to play them in multiplayer and made map making for people like Lethamyr very difficult. Good news though is that Psyonix actually fixed this pretty fast and rolled out a new update on Tuesday that should make the custom maps playable again. You gotta give credit when credit is due. And I think they actually did a pretty good job at listening to the community on this one. Thankfully, there are no other issues with the new season. Why? Just why? I don't care that you don't have to equip them if you don't like them. The game would honestly be better if these didn't exist. I mean, they're tier 51 as well, so you pay for the rocket pass, you grind all the way to tier 51, and then you're expected to be happy to receive these. A refund is what you should receive. But that's enough talk about the new season. I promise this is the last time we talk about this. Now let's check out what's been happening in esports. Once again, there hasn't been any RLCS going on this week as the winter major is starting next week, but we can still have a look at what our favorite pros have been up to. And our top story this week is that Metsonoris went to a pool. Sorry, I don't make the news, I just report them. Also, it seems that Seiko forgot to tell everyone that he actually can't swim. Dignitas also arrived in Los Angeles this week, and as his first action, apparently Jack went to a restaurant and ordered fish and chips.
8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake. At 10 o'clock, I'll have fish. At 12 o'clock, I'll have fish and a rice cake.
In other news, French team Queso Pro Vatira finally got to meet Monkey Moon. there has been some actual competition going on this week as well. For example, week 5 of the collegiate Rocket League spring season kicked off this week. Over in the West, Boise State, coached by Wayton Pilkin, managed to win 2 of their last 3 games, which unfortunately wasn't enough as they were eliminated from the competition. These 4 teams have qualified for the playoffs. The playoffs have a total of 8 spots, and the top 3 of them will move on to the spring championship, where they will play against the top 3 teams from the East. Over in the East, Central Florida is currently at the top of the table and have qualified for the playoffs. Northwood University has the 2nd place and the 14th place. Wait, how are they allowed to have 2 teams? But moving on to European collegiate carball, which has, to put it mildly, been absolutely batshit crazy. First, Easy Windesheim got their qualification revoked because one of their players had received a permanent game ban. Then they apparently qualified again, and then got it revoked again because another one of their players was offering paid boosting services. Then another team, the WIT Vikings, had to drop out because they couldn't fill their full roster anymore after one of their players got a ban from all University Rocketeer events. I don't even know why. And that's not it. Exterminators also had their qualification revoked as one of their players was also offering boosting services on site. What's happening in Europe? But moving on to other competitions, Feer hosted his 1v1 tournament called The Swamp on Twitch this past week. The tournament was split into 2 regions, North America and Europe, Middle East, and North Africa. As usual, both regions had some of their best 1v1 talent respectively. French player mawkzy came out on top in Europe. Pretty good considering he's one of the only players in the top 8 not to play for a pro team. Over in North America, we had some pretty exciting matchups as FaZe Clan teammates Firstkiller and AJ faced off against each other in the 3rd round of the Swiss stage. Obviously, whenever you play 1v1 against your own teammate, tensions are bound to be high. This is definitely one game that you don't want to fluff. Well, that could have gone better. AJ got his chance at redemption though when he faced off against Firstkiller in the semifinals of the playoffs. You could tell AJ spared no effort when this happened.
During his streak of goals. Now, Firstkiller gets a couple in a row. Nice 50. And I feel like AJ should have gotten a goal from that. He plays it a little bit slower, and instead, he's got Firstkiller missing left and right, trying to break every axle on his car, and Firstkiller just says, hey man, you've earned it.
But that wasn't enough though, as Firstkiller, among other goals, scored this screamer.
Now Firstkiller in control. AJ has turned around this game from what it was in the first couple minutes, where literally AJ...
Firstkiller eventually won the series and won the whole tournament. The guy only lost 5 games the whole tournament. Too bad he has to go back to the RLCS and lose in Game 7 to NRG. Again. And last but not least, well actually that logo is definitely the least, we have some news from RixGG as they've decided to pause their involvement in Rocket League. After this, the pro player Emre decided to step back from Rocket League as well to focus on school, which means that the team is now looking for a new player. Yo, JG, I know I might not be the most well-known Rocket League player out there, but yesterday I got this pretty nice double tap in Diamond 1. But that's it for the esports segment this week. I know there wasn't much going on this week either, but I tried to find some fun and entertaining content to talk about to you guys anyway. But now for the segment that just never fails to surprise me, let's check out what the community has been up to. The first clip comes from... oh my, it's me. Now in this clip, I don't know how, but I managed to get myself into a reverse rule 1. I guess this is rule -1. And now let's take a look at clips from you guys. As always, if you want to submit your own clips, there's a link in the description that leads you to my Discord server where you can submit your own clips. This week we have Hypo, who scored this pretty clean flip reset, beating both of his opponents in the process. Personally, I do this kind of stuff all the time. I know I'm Diamond 1, but I have the mechanics of a Grand Champ. And then the video, I'm going to leave you with this pretty amazing clip from a hoops game. As always, thanks for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys later, bye.